who wouldn't be, crying and angry and frustrated. And we're about ready to lose our home.
Landlords have lost their jobs and they have to use their savings in order to keep a roof over their head. And then the tenants haven't been paying. They've exhausted all of their resources. It's gone.
We don't want anybody to be in a situation where they could become homeless if we could help them stay in their homes. And that is our first priority.
Chaps kept telling me, do not worry, you're approved. He's gonna get paid. But enough is enough.
It looks like we'd serve a total of about 60,000 households. That does not include Rescue Act funding, which is yet to be allocated.
I don't understand why they can't just pick up the phone. And I understand a lot of people are applying for the assistance, but why can't they just find out where that money is?
But it's a lot of anxiety not knowing from day to day what's going on or what's going to happen next or what to do from here on out.
Yeah, so many people can relate to that. Hello, and thanks for staying with us tonight, live at 6:30 tonight. The federal eviction moratorium ended 4 days ago, and now it could be extended. With all of this back and forth, the overriding question remains, what happens next? Will thousands lose their homes? Will landlords ever get their money? Well, tonight we bring you the advice from the experts.
Yeah, so many things to get through. Now, first, we want to introduce you to our panel. We have KAILA LEAVITT, is an eviction specialist. KAILA, there you are. Thank you. SUSY VASQUEZ is with the Nevada Apartment Association. Aaron MacDonald is with the Legal Aid of Southern Nevada, and also Chief Justice Melissa Saragosa is with the Las Vegas Justice Court. Thank you so much for everyone for being here and speaking with us tonight. For the sake, though, of transparency, we do want to note that we did extend invitations to the county who is running the rental assistance program. We also extended an invite to Nevada Assembly members and also Nevada's U.S. representatives. All of them, however, declined to address these important issues with us here tonight.
All right, so the first question for everybody, President Biden announcing today on the CDC that they're looking to extend the eviction moratorium for 60 days in areas of high COVID transmission that would likely apply here to Las Vegas. So what does that mean for landlords and tenants right here in the Valley? And what are the pros and cons of this? So we want to begin with you, SUSY VASQUEZ of the Nevada Apartment Association, because you guys just issued a statement on this evening.
We did, and while we don't really know quite the extent of what the extension is going to entail, we certainly are disappointed if it does continue to protect those that have been denied rent assistance or were not impacted by the pandemic.
Next question is for Aaron and also Judge Saragosa. In your legal opinions, how exactly can the president even do this after the Supreme Court ruled against an extension? Is this moratorium even constitutional?
Yes, I'd like to address that. So late this afternoon, the CDC did extend the eviction moratorium. It has been extended through October 3rd. It has the same tenant requirements as the previous eviction moratorium. However, the CDC has added one additional requirement. So it's more tailored and more narrow than the previous eviction moratorium. It requires a tenant to reside in a county that experiences substantial or a high rate of community transmission. So the CDC was looking at the previous eviction moratorium, and they determined because of the high transmission of the Delta variant that they needed to extend the CDC eviction moratorium to these high outbreak areas.
Okay, and Judge Saragosa, what's your take on that?
Well, I just want to add one aspect of that that will need to be addressed by the various courts in our states. And I certainly can't give any sort of advisory opinion here today on that. But one of the caveats to the CDC order and its most recent extension through October 3rd is that it does not apply in any state, municipality, locality, or county in which there are the same or greater protections for those tenants. And now we have to, as the court, when the issues come before us, evaluate those cases in conjunction with the new Assembly Bill 486, which led now it's been extended to October 3rd, but that Assembly Bill 486 provides an affirmative defense. It mandates that a landlord has to take the rental assistance when the tenant is available, and it will provide a stay on the eviction action until the rental assistance application is ruled upon by social services. So all of those things have to be factored in.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the rental assistance, both for tenants and for the renters. What has your experience been, and anybody can answer this question, with the CHAP program? You heard some people at the top of the show. It's been frustrating for a lot of renters to actually get the money in their hands, which again is frustrating for the landlord not getting paid. What's your experience been?
From a landlord's perspective, CHAPS has actually been doing really well at getting landlords their money. Granted, it takes a little bit of time, but for the most part, they are coming through. So the landlord can now apply, but when the tenant applies and they go through mediation through the courts, then it seems like the system moves a little faster in regards to tenants getting that rental assistance. So that's what we see from the landlord's point of view on their side.
Does anybody else want to answer that question about the program, the CARES CHAP program?
I actually want to echo LEAVITT Evictions simply because CHAP has actually done a really great job at standing up the program and getting the money that they can, given the guidance that was very delayed from the Biden administration. So they're working within the parameters that they can. They're trying to figure everything out. But I can tell you that I just came back from a national conference, and in comparison, New York has not really $1 of rent assistance to their residents. So even though it is taking a little bit longer here in Clark County, they definitely are ahead of most states.
That's really good to hear.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's a good point right now to take a break. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with our phenomenal panelists here on this very, very important issue of the eviction moratorium. Stay with us. And welcome back. We are continuing to answer your questions about the end of the eviction moratorium with our panel of experts. And our question again right now to the panel is, as far as landlords are concerned, how in fact do they go about applying for CHAP?
I'll take that. Actually, the only instance where a landlord can apply is if they own single family residential or small duplex to fourplex or fiveplexes. So any other instance, the tenant does have to initiate the rent assistance application. Now, if the landlord is able to apply, it literally is just qualifying to see the application qualifications, and then that application is turned over to CHAP to continue to process with the tenant's involvement.
And how has that process been?
Applications just opened up on Sunday, so we really don't have the data to support whether it's working or not. Only time will tell on that.
Have you seen any at all abuse of what has happened, where people have the money to pay for their rent maybe, and they're just not paying their landlord? I heard a story on the national news and I was just stunned, where the landlord still had to pay for things like water or the trash bill because a lien could happen. Have you heard of any horror stories like this while this is all going on?
I actually have with a lot of my clients. The tenant will not have the rent money, but yet when we go and post the notice, there's a brand new car out front. And then when we check their Facebook, they're going on trips to places. And of course, we bring that up in court and we say, how are you able to afford all these trips and everything in this brand new car, but yet you can't pay the rent? So there are a lot of tenants who are taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, and this market happens to be a place where a lot of people, this is a business for a lot of landlords here, where they actually have rental homes or duplexes like you mentioned, and so they are relying on this for income. This is actually their job. And so I know sometimes I've heard owners say that they feel that they're not getting a fair shake in all this. Have you heard the same sentiment?
I'd like to address that. So
yes.
That's certainly not what we're seeing at Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada. What we're seeing is tenants are desperate. What we're seeing is hardworking families and folks that are being evicted through no fault of their own. They're laid off from the casino industry when the COVID pandemic hit, and these folks are hardworking, good people, and they're being laid off and evicted through no fault of their own. There are safeguards in place through CHAP. CHAP looks at a tenant's bank accounts to verify that that tenant doesn't have any income assets before they release money on their behalf to the landlords. So there is absolutely safeguards in place to protect these bad tenants from receiving any funds if they have funds in their bank accounts.
All right, we appreciate that. That's very good to know. All right, and when we come back, what to do if you do get an eviction notice on your door. Stay with us.